Hey guys, it's Brit, and have you ever looked at a Fnaf character and thought, I want to f***ing eat this? Well, Funko's got you covered.
Funko, Funko, Funko. We all know who Funko is, don't we? Yep, the devil. These guys are responsible for making some of the best and worst FNAF merch out there, all the way from their beautiful figures to their cute mystery minis and their plushies. They essentially have the license to make anything FNAF, and oh boy does it show with today's video. After the announcement of Funkoween and the new Fnaf VR figures coming in September, I was really excited, and since Miss Toys had finally got some new stock in after months of the common cold, I decided to pick a couple of the figures I've missed out on for the last few months.
Now you may be wondering, Brit, you picked up the figures from the first, second, third and fourth wave. Surely you should have been excited for the Fnaf security breach figures. No!
But that's a story for another day. The main ones I want to talk about are these four oddities, the Fnaf AR figures. Why don't I have the Walmart exclusive Easter Bonnie figure?
Because I'm clearly not a citizen of the US.
Yeah, I tend not to pick up the exclusives unless one really grabs me and I have to waste £20 on international shipping. The loan sharks who fund my collections have already broken one leg. I'd like to keep the other one intact for now.
Hey, can I borrow that?
Yeah, sure.
Cheers.
Thank you.
To start with, let's talk about the most recent releases, the chocolate animatronics. First of all, we have Chocolate Bonnie, the third Fnaf AR skin released and the first one to not be a Freddy. Now, I know Funko are just reusing the body of Fnaf 1 Bonnie, but that's to be expected. After all, they are the same base model, but as well as changing the colour, they took time to add the cracks in the plastic and the bite marks that really make the character his own. They even added the gumdrop buttons. The original Bonnie didn't even have buttons, so that's a great attention to detail. And I love this feature. In the bite mark on the torso, you can actually see part of Bonnie's endoskeleton sticking out. This is great, and for some reason, it's something I never thought Funko would do. Now, let's talk colour. It's a colour alright, but I was never too sure about it being this dark. I'll admit, Chocolate Bonnie is much darker than I remember him being, but he was still undoubtedly made of milk chocolate. This Bonnie is closer to a dark chocolate Bonnie than a chocolate Bonnie. And weirdly, they gave him upper teeth when none of the Fnaf 1 gang have them. Now, I know this is a problem with the base figures, but Bonnie had new sculpting done to his ears, so why couldn't they just taken them out? Kind of disappointing, but whatever. It's not like you're mistaken for anyone else.
Oh shit, I thought it was a duck.
Other than the colour, though, I'd say Bonnie is a faithful recreation of the in-game model. Now let's move on to Chocolate Freddy.
Who the f*** are you?
Yeah, not gonna beat around the bush here. Funko went and made two Easter themed characters that don't even exist. I know people were really miffed about this, but I don't blame Funko for making these guys. Reason number one, they obviously wanted to release figures for Easter, and these would have worked better than Shamrock Freddy or Frosty Ballora or whatever. But it's also my firm belief that these two were supposed to be in Fnaf AR. Chocolate Freddy and Chica clearly share design choices, like melted chocolate and bubblegum colours on the endo and beak. At the same time they were released, Illumix were making 2-pack skins that were releasing every so often, and these two would have fit that formula really well. Too well actually, to the point where I fully believe it was planned, but couldn't be finished in time for Easter, so we got this weirdo instead.
But hey, that's just a theory.
So instead of wondering what could have been, let's just take a look at what we were given. And hey, I love Freddy here. Much brighter than Bonnie. I actually believe he's made out of milk chocolate. Like with Bonnie, the cracks in the torso and arms really bring the figure together and gives off the illusion of real chocolate. He is one tasty looking bear. He also has some of his endo showing, except his is all sorts of vibrant bubblegum-esque colours. Just looking at it makes me happy. He has the buttons, melted chocolate coming from his head to his belly, and most importantly, son of a bitch. Once again, the head's fine, and the melted chocolate with the little dots of sprinkles is a nice touch, but why does he have upper teeth? And why is there a ribbon in his hat? Look, you changed the ear, why couldn't you have made these other changes? Other than that, overall, I'd say Freddy is pretty good. I'd eat him, but you've also got to consider that I am very fat. Who's in the mood for some chicken? Now I won't go crazy in depth here because Chica is very similar to Freddy with all the chocolate dripping all over her body, the bite marks and... do I even need to say it? However, to make her more distinct from Freddy, they've made certain parts of her body white chocolate, and if we look into the hole, we don't get an endo, but we do get a layer of white chocolate hiding under the milk shell. Man, I love white chocolate. It's my favourite chocolate, and having it under the milk chocolate really makes me think of a Kinder Egg. So Chica takes home the prize of the most tasty animatronic design, but she did anyway even when she wasn't chocolate.
She is such a bad bitch, though. I will the shit out of that robot, man. I'm not even...
So that was the chocolate animatronics. I know only one of them is canon, and I know that they're just reskins, but they look too good for me to care. I love these guys.
You know what? All this talk of food has got me really thirsty. I'll be right back.
If you lived anywhere near a Walmart during Christmas last year, you would have been able to pick up a Frostbear figure or plush. But I don't have the plush, so fuck it, we're talking about the figure today. Like Chocolate Freddy, Frostbear here is just a reskin of the base Freddy with a few differences. Firstly, the whole thing has been moulded in a translucent blue plastic. I'd say the colour is very accurate. I mean, for the first few days of owning him, I was actually convinced it was colder than it was. It looks the part of ice, but maybe a slightly more solid colour would have worked better. I can see the screw holes for the figure, and if you look at the actual Frostbear model, he's nowhere near this transparent. Moving on, the white marks are a nice touch, even if they're a little too subtle. His bow tie has been repainted to match his Christmas pattern, and as an added bonus, the hat and ears have been remoulded to better fit Frostbear, with leaves on the hat and icicles hanging off his ears. But damn it, Janet, they still haven't fixed the upper teeth. Okay, this is a little weird. I have no idea why they decided to take away the upper teeth and the ribbon on Frosty's hat here, but not on Chocolate Freddy. These chocolate figures were released after Frostbear, so why wouldn't you make these positive changes on these other figures?
Funko, what are your priorities?
I'm making a big deal out of this because Frostbear here looks great without the upper teeth, and it's nice to see that Funko can actually make these changes to their figures to make them look more accurate. So when they don't...
I'm confused.
Whatever, he does look great. Unlike the chocolate figures, he actually comes with an accessory, the icicle. There's not much to say, the sculpting is good, it looks like an icicle, but it also looks flat with the colour, and I think a few cracks or lumps would have made it look better, and maybe some subtle white paint apps. It's nice that he comes with it though.
So to sum up, these may be reskins, but that's all the characters are. They look great in my collection, although not everyone would be as interested in these characters as, say, a Withered animatronics set, or a Toy animatronics set, or Curse of Dreadbear, but I have a strong appreciation for them, and if you like Fnaf AR, I'd recommend them. The question is what to review next.